For 1992, we'll start the year with a game that isn't a Bomberman game, but he still made a substantial cameo appearance in it. Star Parodier, released for the CD add-on to the PC Engine, sadly Japan exclusive until 2008. Star Parodier is a sort of parody game of Hudson Soft's Star Soldier series, similar to how the Parodius games are parodies of Konami's Gradius games. It was scheduled to be released in North America under the title Fantasy Star Soldier, but it never was, probably because the CD add-on to the TG16 didn't sell very well. This girl, I can't figure out if she has a name, is from planet Parosun, which is being attacked by Mother Brain. No, not that Mother Brain, this Mother Brain, the villain from the last Star Soldier game. She sends a call for help to the Earth Guard Corps' Kagurasaka branch, which is received by none other than Bomberman. Is this Bomberman's voice? I wish I could understand what they're saying. I'm going entirely off of plot summaries here. So Bomberman consults with... Wait, wasn't Black Bomber a bad guy? And the rest of them too? Oh well, I guess they're good guys now. Bomberman decides to save the planet, so he readies 3 ships, our 3 playable characters in the game. There's Pyro Caesar, a take on the Caesar, the ship from the Star Soldier series, and... Wait, why are there 2 white bombers? He also readies a giant mech in the shape of Bomberman. Wait, there are 3 of them now, not counting the mech? And lastly, an anthropomorphic PC Engine console, which is just cute. But why are there 4 white bombers now? Where did they come from? The face on the Bomberman mech turns on like a screen here. Interesting. And so they all set out to defeat Mother Brain. I'll be playing as Bomberman, obviously, but the PC Engine console is pretty cute with how it can shoot cartridges and CDs as weapons. Not much to talk about with this one. It's a pretty straightforward space shooter. I'm sure a lot of these stages reference things from other Hudson IPs. The interesting stage for us is Stage 6, the second half of which is themed after Bomberman TG16, tile sets and enemies and all. What a cute cameo. And the boss of the stage is... Black Bomber. Wait, wasn't he just in the intro? He seemed to be aligned with White Bomber. Why are we fighting him here? Did he turn traitor? Also, how did he get so big? Wait, White Bomber here is a mech suit piloted by White Bomber, so if Black here is this size compared to the mech suit... Is Black Bomber piloting a mech suit which is piloting another mech suit? I'm overthinking this. The stage end screen has Black crying with White comforting him. Aww. The mini-boss of Stage 8 is... Red Bomber? Did he turn traitor too? Where's his antenna? And he's piloting a mech here with a ball and chain, but same thing as last time. Considering the size of our mech suit, is this another mech piloting a mech? Don't overthink it. There were multiple White Bombers in the intro. Maybe there are multiple Black and Red Bombers. Hey, it's just a cameo appearance. It's not canon. It can't hurt you. Not much else to talk about here. At the end, we defeat Mother Brain and save the universe. Oh look, Black, Blue, Red, and Green have their own mech spaceships. And I gotta say, I do love how the pilot of Pyro Caesar is dressed like Bomberman. It's not a Bomberman game, but it is the first time Bomberman is a space traveler, unless you count Bomber King. And the first time Bomberman is part of a larger justice force instead of just on his own or with a few allies. Okay, back to an actual Bomberman game. This is Bomberman World. Actually, there were 2 Bomberman Worlds, the second one being a much later game, so this is the first one. It's another arcade cabinet developed by Irem and released in all regions and renamed in all regions. North America got New Atomic Punk Global Quest, and Europe got New Dyna Blaster 2 Words Global Quest. This is the last time we are going to see either of these alternate titles for Bomberman. Sure, games will get different titles, but from here on out it's going to stay Bomberman at least. So to recap, not counting Bomber King Scenario 2, in North America we went from Atomic Punk to Bomberman to Atomic Punk to Bomberman 2 to New Atomic Punk Global Quest. In Europe, we went from Dyna Blaster 1 word to Dyna Blaster 2 words to Dyna Blaster 1 word to Dyna Blaster 1 word to New Dyna Blaster 2 words Global Quest. Whew. Good to know it's just gonna be Bomberman from here on out. We won't see Atomic Punk or Dyna Blaster ever again. Or will we? I see they still can't make menu music. We start the campaign and we're back in the continuity of the other arcade game, unsurprisingly. King Bomber. One word? Last time this was King Bomber 2 words. Is this a different guy? No, it's just a typo. Just roll with it. So King Bomber apparently tried to reform himself but reverted to being a bad guy again, sending his robot armies to take over the world. And he even captured the UN building, so it's up to the Bomberman brothers this time. They still have their number labels. To save the world from the evil takeover. We have an animated world map this time, though it doesn't change the gameplay any. Just shows us where we're going for each area. Whoa, what happened with Bomberman's shoulders? Is he wearing arm floats? The clock power-up is back. This time it freezes enemies for a few seconds. Just like last time, it's a co-op adventure for up to 4 players. And again, like last time, we lose most power-ups each time we start a stage and find multiple power-ups in every stage. Sadly, we don't explode ourselves to every stage like in the last Irem game. We just sort of appear in the next stage every time. Our bomb's death animation is the same, but our other death animation has us spinning in place first now. There's another new power-up, Flame Split. If a long flame of one of our bombs hits an edge, it splits off and extends around the corners. That power-up actually stays with you from stage to stage. Sadly, it doesn't stack with the remote controls, so it's either one or the other. We also have combo power-ups, giving you 3 extra bombs or flames, and super boots that instantly give you the maximum speed. We now switch between 3 different stage themes. Each stage now has a letter to collect, the 5 letters spelling the word bonus. Collecting the letters gives you extra time to look for bonus points in the bonus stage. Man, making roast chicken out of your enemies will never not be satisfying. Most of the enemies are from the last game, but there are some new ones like the chickens in Japan, evil snowmen in Greenland, these giant lipped things here in South America. Oh, they can eat bombs. They still explode after a while, but still, another first for the series. And then there are these skull-wearing dudes. Bomb them once, and hey, it's the armored guys from the last arcade game. They can take an extra hit now. The second hit blasts their cape off and they're left naked again. This time accompanied by an oh no. There's just something adorable about that. Our bosses are all new and include this sunglasses-wearing sun in Africa. And Japan has a green centipede. Our final boss, King Bomber, is piloting a mech. When that's destroyed, he has a rocket launcher, and after that, he uses Baku and Cross Attack, proving to me that the devs definitely know this attack exists and it isn't just some glitch. So, King Bomber, one word again, is defeated. The long and brutal was over. The long and brutal what was over? King's system is repaired, and he will never malfunction again. And apparently he runs a sushi restaurant now. The end. Our battle mode tells us we are in the year 2092, 1 year after the last arcade game, and we're competing to win the World Championship 2. It functions much like it did in the last arcade game. We have AI-controlled opponents again, and 3 different music tracks depending on the rounds. Our win screen has this girl, and our new win streak record-setting screen has us surrounded by bunny girls. The draw screen has Red spitting... What are you spitting, Red? I sincerely hope that's chocolate. And our lose screen tells us, your history, man. My history? What about my history? My history for the past several years has been learning about Bomberman's history, and I intend to go through the rest of it, so I'll be moving on. The year is still 1992, and we got Bomberman 93 for the TG16. So called because it was released in 92. Guess it would make too much sense if it was released in 93. I mean, I guess the North American release was in 93, so there it made sense? No release in Europe though until 2006, thus ending our streak of games being released everywhere. Man, we had a great run though. Our story involves Black Bomber, referred to as Evil Bomberman here, who, together with 6 of his cronies, steals the 7 vital chips from the Pan-Galactic Mother Supercomputer in the 6 planets of the Magellan Solar System. And so it's up to White Bomber, referred to here as the #1 super detective in the Pan-Galactic Federal Bureau, Bomber Cop, to get them back. Bomber Cop, huh? Did he join the cops that arrested him in the second NES game? So it's the first time we can actually select an area to go to, though we can only select the first one at the start. Each time we start an area, we're given a small description of the boss we'll be facing at the end of it. Planet Quarry? Digger? The manual called these things Planet Aegon Star and Manga. Geez, could you coordinate what's in the manual with what's in the game already? I don't know which of these is more in line with the Japanese original, so I'll just stick with the in-game names. Right up front, I should mention the music here. A lot of these tracks would reoccur once or twice in later games. My favorite has gotta be the music for the final planet, Techo. That's right, not Techno, Techo. Like the Neopet. How's that crossover for ya? Anyway, we get another extension of Bomberman's main theme here, which never comes back anywhere else, which is too bad. It's probably my favorite extension. I've used it before at the start of this project. Sounds a lot more like mystery music than anything I'd associate with final level music, but I just really like it. We meet old and new enemies as usual. New ones include this evil Pac-Man. Here's an evil bomb that creates a second explosion when you bomb him. Make sure that doesn't happen when he's right next to the exit. A few new big enemies that take 2 hits, these wheels, and generally enemies themed after the worlds we're in, like these Inuit dudes in the ice world. Planet Techo has some giant versions of enemies we've seen before that spawn a few smaller ones when you bomb them. And these robots here can place landmines, another first in the series. 2 of the planets have these 2 pink and purple recolorings of Bomberman as background elements, which could be viewed as the first appearances of Pink Bomber and Purple Bomber. We're back to just 1 power-up per stage, as usual for the non-arcade games, but at least the block with the power-up blinks for us again. No new music when picking it up, no music for the vest, and bonus stages are gone too. We have a bunch of new power-ups though. Line Bomb allows you to lay all of your bombs in a line in front of you. The Heart allows you to survive 1 hit. Slow Shoes, these sandals that make you slower. And probably most significantly, Bomb Kick. So you can actually move your own bombs after placing them for the first time, and you don't have to rely on these big lip dudes from the second arcade game. We're finally back to having a few stage gimmicks like we did in Bomber Boy. Many stages have warp pads that teleport you around. There are floors we can't place bombs on, conveyor belts, and these rotary doors. And we're not strictly tied to the grid anymore. They actually decided to mix things up a bit by having longer stretches of hard blocks and arranging them differently. Our bosses include Digger, who flashes us, this flower monster named Petunia, a fire-breathing pterodactyl named Blast Bat. Hey, any relation to that dragon from GT16? There's this head thing named El Baal with 3 weak points that turn on and off, a concept that would be used occasionally in later games. And the Cockle Twins, 2 giant bubble-spitting crabs. It's not the first time we're fighting crabs, but bubble-spitting crabs? Thus began Bomberman's obsession with bubble-spitting crabs. And Grumpus, a yeti on a flying saucer. Don't worry about blowing them up though, we make friends with them all. After collecting the 6 chips from the 6 planets, we unlock the aforementioned planet Techo, which ends with another match with the 4 fake Bombermen, except they're in bikes and can place landmines. And finally, Black Bomber piloting a mech. After wrecking the mech, we can dance around on him if we feel like it. Don't feel bad about it though. We seemingly make friends with him and even get to play with him and his mech we just destroyed. And thus the mother computer is restored and the credits roll. The end. Battle mode goes up to 5 players again, and for the first time we have different stages to choose from, each with different gimmicks from the campaign. New things include all your power-ups scattering across the stage when you die, and the stage slowly filling up with blocks from the outside in, when time runs out. It doesn't fill the whole stage though, it leaves a small area in the middle, with a timeout resulting in another draw. We can pause the game, showing us this girl, and our windscreen has us being flung around. Well, what a game, cementing Bomberman as a space traveler and a force for justice, and, spoilers, ending the era of Black Bomber being our main villain. Who's going to replace him? And whatever happened to Mitsumori and Lisa? Yeah, remember them? Well, it turns out they never appeared again in another Bomberman game. But Black Bomber being our main villain did somewhat connect these games. Bomberman 2 on NES and Bomberman 93 both assumed we knew who Black Bomber was, but the other characters from TG16 are nowhere to be seen. This is what I mean by Bomberman canon only existing when it feels like it. And it only gets more confusing from here.